I want to play you this clip because Democrats feel like they have a pulse on the American public. And their idea for what you should do to deal with the price of oil is to go buy an electric car. This is a Marie Antoinette moment writ large for the Democratic Party. I want you to listen to multiple Democratic Party officials say the way to deal with the price of gas increasing over $4 a gallon of gas, just go buy an electric car.
We need to make sure that it becomes relatively more attractive to have an electric vehicle instead of a gas vehicle.
You want gas prices to go up and oil prices to go up.
You need it to reflect the true cost of carbon.
If you drive an electric car, this would not be affecting you, clearly.
There's no sound or fume.
How many barrels of oil does the U.S. consume per day?
I don't have that number in front of me.
So how do I know it's actually working?
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Perhaps if you let the market work in this respect, people will feel pain. They'll take a second look at that Ford F-450 gigantoid truck. They'll reconsider a Tesla.
I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
I have a Chevy Bolt. That is my car. I lease a Bolt and I lease solar panels.
All right, so Buck, I just checked. Price of oil, this is a positive, down to around $101, $102. It got up to around $130. In theory, the hope would be that the price of oil that you are paying at gas stations might come back. Now, obviously, the price of oil is adjusting on a day-to-day basis, and people have to buy it at different times. But the hope is that it's not going to continue to skyrocket higher based on where we are right now. But how tone-deaf is it to argue that people who are already struggling for the price of gas at over $4 a gallon, to suggest that the solution for those people is to go buy a $50,000 electric vehicle? It's next level awful in terms of an argument to actually make, and to me is representative of Democrats not really understanding, by and large, what so-called real Americans are dealing with and what real economic issues are out there.
I can't even keep up with the price of gas in California. I think I saw on social media a photo of it at like $7 a gallon.
Oh, yeah, it's over
something.
$7 a gallon in some places.
Which is just, I mean, this is getting, what's amazing is that Donald Trump said with Biden, you could have $7 a gallon gas, and it was, the fact checkers. He said that in 2019, everybody.
Yes.
The fact checkers are coming out. It will never happen.
Never
right?
happen. Impossible.
Another thing that Trump was right about, and they were wrong about, also with electric cars, where does the electricity actually come from? I think that's always a fascinating part of this conversation. It's not coming from the windmill that all the Tesla owners have in their backyard, as fancy as their homes in Malibu, Nantucket, and the Upper East Side may be. The truth is that it comes overwhelmingly from fossil fuel energy. So it's coal, right? Coal electric plants. It should be nuclear, but they don't like nuclear because it scares them, even though nuclear is actually quite safe. And if they were serious about emissions, Clay, there would be a full-on embrace of nuclear power in this country. If they really wanted to do something that was not insane, right? Not the Green New Deal, let's rebuild every house so that it's carbon neutral or whatever it was. Let's capture the cow farts because the methane is so destructive.
It's true, yes.
That was a real thing.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. If they were serious about it, they would go all in on nuclear. France is much more reliant on and advanced in its use of nuclear power than we are as a result of the environmental lobby in this country. But just like other areas of the Democrat Party, the environmentalist left has a lot of money behind it. There are all these ultra billionaires who fund all kinds of left-wing causes in general, and they are religious in their zeal about their environmentalism. They get to live in a 15,000 square foot house, actually, 4 or 5 of them, and fly private everywhere while they're passing out to the peasants the crumbs from the CO2 table. You guys have to all take bicycles. I think this is fantastic for the country to actually see in real time that Democrats won't. People are suffering. Gas is more expensive. Everything is more expensive. And they're essentially saying, make do with less, peasants. This is great messaging for them going into the midterms. I hope they stay with it. Or, get a Tesla or an electric scooter, Clay, Because with gas where it is,
you are the electric scooter man.
With gas where it is, it all of a sudden makes a lot of economic sense to be scooter-ruin all over New York City.
What sound do you make? Does your scooter have a bell? Do you have the scooter right here? I just want the people to hear.
I don't know if they could hear that one.
Hold it up right to the mic. Listen to this.
Let me tell you,
that is
nothing...
not. If you could hear that, first of all, that is not a. I don't know if you can adjust the tone of your scooter to make it more masculine.
I have
perhaps
to get
also louder.
You remember when they had? I think it was actually. I should check on this. Congressman Darrell Issa, because he made his fortune with the car alarm. Like, I think it was called the Viper car alarm. He was
I remember that. Yeah.
There's a voice that was like, "Step away from the vehicle." I think that was his voice. I actually need something like that on the electric scooter that's like, out of my way, peasant. I'm limiting my CO2 emissions. Because you press the little bell, which I will tell you I avoid. I think I'd rather have a wipeout than press the little bell out on the street.
My theory for you is you need like the Dukes of Hazzard. When you honk the horn in the Dukes of Hazzard and it would play, I think it was Dixie, right? I would love to see the reaction rolling down the scooter, because it's kind of a juxtaposition. You wouldn't expect a man on a scooter to be playing the Dukes of Hazzard theme song when he's coming past you. That is an incongruous pairing. And by the way,
tell you though, you see a city when you're on one of these little electric things. You see a city in a way, and I mean literally see it in a way that you won't otherwise, because you cover a lot of ground on the street. And the disorder, the chaos, and the filth of New York, which is worse than it's been in a very long time. When you're rolling around on your scooter, the other things people have are these. They're everywhere now in the city because it's so much easier to get around. I forget what it's called. It's like a ball or like a wheel that you stand on. People are flying around those all the time.
I've seen those things.
It's like an electric unicycle almost.
Yeah.
Those are all over the place now. E-bikes are everywhere too, and I always want to be like, I thought you have a bike or you have something that's, electric, but apparently the e-bike boosts your pedaling so that you're going faster than you actually. Anyway, this is what's going on in the city.
Do scooter guys or girls nod at each other like people in Jeeps, when they pass each other in the streets?
Clay.
Do you nod towards others? Do you have an affinity group
electric
of
scooter
scooters?
people, we're kind of like the Hells Angels of the clean energy movement. We sort of see each other.
Do you think you are the only person on a scooter in New York City who voted for Trump?
That's a very good question. I think there's a distinct possibility
that scooters for Trump would be a small interest group.
Very few. There are scooters everywhere, but they definitely watch MSNBC. I'm just going to tell you that straight up.
You're kind of undercover. By the way, I did see a great meme. We were talking about the price of gas. Did you see the screenshot from the movie I Am Legend, Will Smith, where he's like the last person who survived in the country?
Yeah, it's a good popcorn movie. I've seen that one a few times.
It's not bad at all. The price of gas on the gas stations, in a apocalyptic America, is lower than the price of gas is right now. Have you not seen that meme? Like there's a screenshot from the movie, and California is like $2 a gallon more expensive than the price of gas right before the apocalypse has taken over the country.
And one of the reasons I think it's important that we point out what the messaging is from the White House on this is that we can all see what's happening, and it's going to get worse, and they could be doing things to make it better, but they won't because they think the planet's going to melt because of CO2 emissions.